doing good? Let me know in the comment section. How are you feeling? Well, I think one thing I would like to congratulate on before get started with today's session is that we did it, guys. I think in the month of November, the idea was to do for one half, like the first half of the month, to basically do a lot of grammar. And I think we have done a lot of grammar. Let's just call it at that. So, congratulations to everybody who was a part of like almost every grammar session that I took. Now, in the retrospect, I'm starting to realize it was quite a bit. From today onwards, we are going to be starting with the literature bit, right? So, for the next 2 weeks, we are going to be solely focusing on literature. So, the chapter that we are going to actually start our journey of literature this month is Golu Grows a Nose. Right, yeah, that's literally the name of the chapter. Rudyard Kipling, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I hope so. We are going to cover the chapter in two different parts, right? Part number 1 and part number 2. Part number 1 is going to be basically just the explanation, because this is a recorded video. I will not be able to do Menti with you. I will not be able to, do Kahooting with you. But this session is just going to be a very good or quick explanation about the first part of the chapter, which is Golu Grows a Nose, right? I don't know if somebody can grow a nose, except, and of course, Golu is not a person. So this chapter is clearly not about a person, but this is just about a very cute character. I personally like the story. I've read the story a couple of times now, and I think one of my favorite characters is, of course, Golu. But I like the innocence with which the author has written the character and the story. I hope you are going to like it too. We are going to have a Menti on this chapter once we do go live, which is going to happen tomorrow. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys live after 3-4 days of not going live on YouTube. So it's going to be fun. And of course, I hope that you're having a good Monday and that you had a good Diwali vacation. You had a lot of festivities, you enjoyed with your parents, you had a lot to eat, because that's the most important thing in life. So now let's get started with a quick introduction about me and a quick introduction about Unacademy, and then we're going to get started with the first part of the explanation of the chapter, Golu Grows a Nose. And I think it rhymes also. Guys, for anybody who has no idea who I am, welcome to the session first of all. It's really nice to see you. Guys, my name is Indrina, not just Indrina, but my name is Indrina Sung. I did my bachelor's in economics 4 years ago for 3 years. So yes, I studied economics for 3 years. I have been teaching and learning for the past 3 years or so, and I love penguins. Now, if you have been through my class, you already know that I have a thing for penguins and otters and the color yellow and green. Yeah, that explains my choice of pen color just right now, right? And if you want to catch us live, because this video is going to be premiered, if you want to catch us live, you can still catch us live on all our plus classes and special classes. So make sure that you make it for that. But we will not be going live on YouTube, I think today as well. Yes. Right? But from tomorrow onwards, you will see the normal teachers going about their normal routine and their normal lives. That's a lot of normal in a sentence. Right? Let's do a quick introduction about Unacademy as well. That is in case you have no idea about what Unacademy is. Guys, first of all, welcome to the session. Now, Unacademy has a lot of features. We're going to quickly discuss a couple of features. Where is my pen? Okay, I can't find it. I think I found it. Got it. Great. Sorry. Every time I lose my pen, and I do it so often because the nib is so small, I can't see anything. I think I need specs. Anyway, we have daily live classes, right? For example, this is not live, but from tomorrow onwards, all the educators are going to be going live on every channel. So you can chit chat with me, you can chit chat with any educator, you can engage with us in discussions, and you can ask your doubts as well. And you can answer polls all the while the class is going on, right? So all these daily life classes are basically for us to interact with each other and to solve our doubts actively, rather than watching a recorded video and then thinking, यार ये part समझ में नहीं आया, अगर मैम से पूछ सकता तो पूछ लेता. But of course, that is recorded video. We also have live videos, so most of these videos are live. So make sure that you're live, because otherwise you can't really participate in any of the quizzes that we do. So no Menti, no Kahooting, you just get to see like a recap of it. We also have structured courses. All these courses are created by teachers. the structure as well as the content for these courses, because it has to be created according to the exam syllabus that you have coming in your exams, right? That sounds wrong when I say it like that. Anyway, other than that, we have polls and quizzing as well to analyze your performance, to basically see how well are you doing. Did you actually get the topic? Did you not get the topic? Is there something that you're struggling with? What are your challenges? What can you help us with, and what can we help you with, right? So we have pollings which happens, and we have Menti and Kahooting when we are on YouTube, because we're not really able to use the platform as of now, till now, right? And we also have unlimited classes, which basically means that unlimited classes or unlimited access basically means that once you become a plus student, you get access to basically all the educators and all the plus courses that there are, irrespective of the educator, irrespective of the subject, right? So you get to study with any educator and any subject whatsoever. But I want you to remember one thing. It's very, very important to understand that you need to be very, very judicious when you are trying to decide whether to take up subscription or not. So look at a couple of classes, see if you like the teacher, because that's the most important bit in this whole gambit, right? So see if you like the teacher, see if you like the way he or she explains, and then decide if you want to take up subscription. But once you do take up subscription, there are a lot of benefits, such as that you get to watch all the live recorded sessions, as well as you get access to all the plus courses that there are, irrespective of educators. तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कौन सा educator ले रहा है, as long as it's a plus course and you are a plus student, you're gonna get to see it or enroll for it. And the other one is irrespective of subject. So it's not subject wise कि English के लिए ही subscription है, maths के लिए ही subscription है. You can get sit for any class, any subject with any educator whatsoever, right? Of course, we have live free classes as well. I think you already know we have special classes that happen. Now, special classes, guys, are absolutely free. So make sure that you are keeping in touch with your favorite educator and their special classes, because special classes are free. They happen on the platform, but you don't really have to pay anything for them. Plus classes, on the other hand, are paid for. So you will have to become a plus student in order to have a plus class. You can also you can also search for your favorite educator on the platform. So all the educators that you see on this platform are there on the Unacademy Learning app. So make sure that you download that. You can search for your educator, person educator. No, you can search for your favorite educator. You can message them. You can dedicate hats to them, and you can follow them as well. Now, why is it important to follow your favorite educator? So that you get to know what is their schedule. When are there important plus classes coming out? When are there special classes coming out? Which topics do you need help with? So you can decide which class do you want to attend for that particular teacher, right? So it's all very teacher student driven. I think now I've said it in a lot of videos where I feel like this is like Facebook for teachers and students. So it's very, very helpful. Yeah, I was just checking whether it's coming fine. Yeah, the background looks very white though. This is the first time I've used this background, and it's coming really, really white. But I mean, I think it should be white, but still, right? So make sure that you download the app. It's going to be very, very helpful for you to stay in touch with your favorite teachers if you do. Now, if you plan to become a plus student or you plan to take up a subscription, make sure that you can use the code ANSYT to get a 10% discount if you plan to become a plus student. Now again, becoming a plus student requires money, and it's going to require your time as well. So make sure that you take a good decision. Try to stick around for something at least a little longer. Otherwise, you're not going to understand if you like the platform, if you like the teacher, most important, or if you like the way the teacher, he or she explains, right? So it's very, very important for us to understand the teacher is the most important part in this, and you, of course. So if you like a particular teacher, attend their special classes and see how you feel, and then you decide whether you want to become a plus student or you want to take up subscription. One and the same thing. You can use the code ANSYT to get a 10% discount. Great. Now that we are done with it, let's get started with the session, right? The session is not going to be an hour long. The session is going to be much quicker, right? We are going to discuss the first part of Golu Grows a Nose. Yes, that happened. Ma'am just said that. That's the name of the chapter. We are going to discuss part 1. In part 2, we're going to make it a little bit longer so we can have more quizzes based on this session and the next session as well. Now, it's written by a very famous author, Joseph Rudyard Kipling. I hope I'm pronouncing this word right. He was born in 1986 and he died in 1936. So 1865, 1936. Wow, I completely took that off. Guys, he was an English journalist and he was actually a short story writer. He was also a poet and a novelist. In whole, he was a guy who used to write a lot. His famous works were Jungle Book, Mowgli. You have heard of him. This guy wrote it. The Man Who Would Be the King, and he wrote many short stories and poems. One of the best known late Victorian poets and storytellers. He was awarded a Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. Basically, I think he died after he won the prize. Basically, this guy is the big deal. He has written a lot of literature and most of it seems to be children literature. It's basically written for children. This is one of his stories and I think it's a very cute story from this author. I have read the Jungle Book. I mean, who hasn't? If you've not read the Jungle Book, you should. It's an amazing story, and I think this story is also very good, right? So don't forget the author's name. Now let's get started. I'm going to read a part of the chapter, then how we're going to flow. I'm going to read a part of the chapter, then I'm going to ask you a thinking question. That is when I would want you to pause the video, think about it, and then move on to the next part. Okay? Great. I hope we're ready. So reading, then I'm going to ask a question, and then we're going to do a little bit of explaining of what just happened. Alright, let's get started with a cute story about Golu grows a nose. Golu is an elephant, by the way. Now, long ago, the elephant had no trunk. You know what elephants have, right? They have like a big nose, they have like a trunk, and that trunk is awfully helpful. I don't know, it helps them taking a bath, apparently. He had only a bulgy nose, as big as a boot. He would wiggle it from side to side, but couldn't pick things up with it. So, usually elephants, or mostly I think, elephants can lift up things with their trunk. But this elephant, he did not have a trunk. He had just had a very big nose, right? So he could move his nose from here and there, but he could not really pick up anything with it. Kuch utha nahi sakta tha wo. Now there was a baby elephant called Golu. This is where our character is introduced. He too had no trunk, but only a bulgy nose, as small as a small boot. Golu was full of questions. He asked his tall aunt, the ostrich, "Why don't you ever fly like other birds?" Then he asked his tall uncle, the giraffe, "What makes your skin so spotty?" He asked his huge uncle, the hippopotamus, "Why are your eyes always so red?" He asked his hairy uncle, the baboon, "Why do melons taste like melons?" And the ostrich, the giraffe, the hippopotamus, and the baboon had no answers to Golu's questions. Golu is a naughty boy, they said. He asks such difficult questions. So Golu, as you can see, he seems like a pretty chill baby, right? So he is, how do I say it? Hold on a second. I need a better pen. Yes, right? So Golu is our main character in the story. Golu is what our story is going to revolve around. Now this guy doesn't really have a trunk. He has no trunk. What does he have? He has a big bulgy nose, right? Which is like he has a small big bulgy nose, and he's full of questions. He goes around asking everybody in the jungle, why are they like that? This is what I want you to think about. Do you really think Golu was asking difficult questions? So what questions does Golu ask? He asks very logical questions, in my opinion. He asks the ostrich, ma'am nahi, "Aunt, why can't you fly?" He asks the giraffe, "Why is your skin so spotty?" He asks the hippopotamus, "Why are eyes always so red?" And he asks the hairy baboon, why do melons taste like lemons, or melons, not lemons, melons, right? So all of these animals, of course, they're not very high in IQ, but they did not have an answer. They were like, don't know. And also, Golu is a very, very naughty boy. he asks such difficult questions. But do you really think these questions were difficult? I would say no. I think he was asking a very, very logical questions to his, to his people in the jungle, to his aunt, the ostrich, to the giraffe, to the hippopotamus, right? So he was asking very, very logical questions. I don't think he was really asking difficult questions. And in case if you're wondering who is this man, this is Golu, who is the main character of our story, right? So Golu was the name of a small baby elephant. This is Golu right here. This is our, again, just an interpretation of Golu, right? So Golu is a small baby elephant. He doesn't have a trunk. You know, like, what is that? Elephants have like a big trunk. He doesn't have a trunk. Instead, he has a small, bulgy nose, as small as a boot. He has a small, small nosu, and he cannot really do anything with it because it's not like a trunk. He could not pick up anything with it. Of course, Golu was always full of questions. He would always keep asking questions like to other animals. What would he ask? He would ask to his ostrich, why don't you fly like other birds? I mean, it's very obvious, right? Ostrich is basically a bird, but it doesn't really fly, just like penguins don't. But why don't they fly? Giraffe, he asks the giraffe, what makes you so spotty? Why do you have so many spots on your body? Could you tell me? Why do you have so many spots? And he asks the happy hippopotamus, why are your eyes always so red? Why? What's happening? And then he also asks the baboon, why do melons taste like melons? It's like asking why does Matar Paneer taste like Matar Paneer? Nobody knows. It just does. I don't think anybody has ever asked that question to me. But if somebody asked me, I would not have an answer. Right? So just like I wouldn't have an answer, these animals also did not really have an answer to this question. And what would they end up saying? So the giraffe and the hippopotamus and the ostrich and the baboon, they did not have any answer to Bholu's questions. They remarked, oh, Bholu is such a naughty boy. He asks such difficult questions, right? But in reality, was Bholu actually asking difficult questions? Not really. He was not really asking difficult questions. He was asking normal, legit questions, right? Okay, why doesn't this happen? And when students or kids, not students, but as kids, when we are growing up, we tend to ask a lot of these questions where we're still trying to understand the world around us. Sorry, I'm just trying to check whether it's capturing. Yes, right? So as kids, we always keep trying to ask these logical questions, as in, what exactly is the world around us? So when we're trying to understand the world around us, we are going to ask a lot of questions. Same thing was happening with Golu. Golu was trying to understand the world around him, so he was asking a lot of questions. Okay? And apparently these were very difficult questions. They were not. Now, something happens one day, right? So one day, Golu meets a Mynam bird sitting in the middle of a bush. He asked her, what does the crocodile have for dinner? The Mynam said, go to the bank of the great grassy Limpo river and find out. Now, the Golu is very curious. He asks the bird, he's like, yaar, तुम्हें पता है कि crocodile dinner में क्या खाता है? And the Mynam bird is like, why don't you go and find it out for yourself? जाके खुद देख लो. Crocodile मिल जाएगा तो उससे पूछ लेना. Of course. Now Golu went home. He took, I want to get my, what is that? I want to see if I can get a highlighter. Alright, yes. So what does he meet? He meets the Mynam bird sitting in the middle of the bush. And he asks her, hey, do you know what a crocodile has for dinner? And the Mynam bird is like, I don't know. Maybe you can go to the bank of the great grassy Limpo river and find it out for yourself. Now Golu is like, okay, cool, I will do that. Now Golu goes home. He took 100 sugar canes, 50 bananas, 50 dozen bananas, wow, and 25 melons. Then he said to his family, goodbye, I'm going to go to the great grassy Limpo river. I'll find out what the crocodile has for dinner. He has never seen a crocodile and doesn't know what look like. This part of the story, just letting you know, is very important. It's very important to know Golu doesn't know what a crocodile looks like. It's like not knowing what Shah Rukh Khan looks like. You know, everybody knows that. Google it, right? So Golu doesn't know what a crocodile looks like because he has never seen a crocodile. This detail is going to be very, very, very important as we proceed in this class or as we proceed in this story, because this is going to lead him to believe something that he shouldn't believe in. Basically, it's going to lead him to problems. Okay? So he goes home. He's like, okay, now I want to figure out whether what does a crocodile has for dinner. So he goes home and he packs up his bag. Basically, takes a lot of food priorities. So he packs up hundreds of sugar cane, 50 dozen bananas, 25 melons. That's a lot of food. And he goes to his family and he says, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go and figure out what a crocodile has for dinner. So bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you never. And for point to be noted, he has never seen a crocodile, guys. He doesn't know what a crocodile looks like. Right. Now, do you think Golu wanted to meet the crocodile? Yes or no? Let me know in the comment section. Do you really think that Golu wanted to meet the crocodile, or do you think he just wanted to check up on and see what this crocodile has for dinner? I would say that I think he wanted to meet the crocodile. I think he wanted to meet the crocodile, and I think he wanted to ask the crocodile, Crocodile Bhaiya, what do you have for dinner? That's it. He wanted to, oh, that sounds so wrong. Okay, he wanted to meet the crocodile, definitely. That's why he packs up his bag. No, he packs up his bag and he's like, okay, bye, I'm gonna go see the crocodile. I'll see ya later. I'm taking a lot of fruits, so the pantry is empty. Now, once Golu asks the Minam bird about what the crocodile has for dinner. This bird is very, very fancy. I don't know. The Minam tells Golu to go to the banks of the great Limpo river and find out. The bird herself doesn't know anything. So she's like, तुम जाके पता करके आ जाओ क्या खाता है, crocodile से पूछ लेना. Now Golu is excited. He goes home and he gathers hundreds of sugarcane, 50 dozen bananas and 25 melons. And he leaves for what? Where is he going? He's going to the Limpo river. He's like, I'm going to figure out what does the crocodile has for dinner, and not dinner, lunch. What is it? Dinner. So, and last thing, this is the most important bit, that Golu has no idea what a crocodile looks like. Golu himself is an elephant, so I'm not sure if he goes around, but I'm pretty sure they must have seen crocodiles around. Ponds also have crocodiles, no? Okay, my geographical knowledge is very limited in this space. Right, so Golu has no idea what a crocodile looks like. This would be his first encounter with a crocodile, literally. Now, this is an interesting part of the story. This is a part of the story I like. Let's quickly read through what exactly does that mean. He met a python. Now, python is a snake. In case you did not know that, please Google it. It's a very vicious snake. I think it can kill you. It can kill human beings, for sure. It's fatal. And asked, have you ever seen a crocodile? What does he look like? What does he have for dinner? Now, of course, our Golu is set out to meet the crocodile uncle for no apparent reason. I'm kidding. I think he wants to see. Whether, what does crocodile have for dinner. So he meets a snake on the way, and he asks the snake, "Have you ever seen a crocodile? Do you know what it looks like? What do you think he has for dinner?" The python uncoiled himself. So pythons usually, I don't know how much you know about snakes. Even I don't know a lot about snakes. Very legit. Okay? So the python was like rolled up, and then he like uncoiled himself like a royal majesty, uncoiled, okay, himself from the branch of a tree. So this is the branch, and he was like coiled around it, right? So he uncoils himself from the branch of a tree, and what does he say? Not really, not much. He doesn't say anything. He's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. So Golu politely helped him to coil around the branch again and said goodbye. Golu is like, oh, I think I disturbed, yeah. So Golu is like, okay, cool. I'm gonna help you coil around the branch again, and then I'll be on my way. I'm gonna say bye. That's it. So he meets a python, he meets a snake, and he asks the snake, hey, do you know what a crocodile has for dinner? Have you seen what a crocodile looks like? And the python uncoils himself, and he's like, what? I don't know what you're asking. And then Golu realizes that python doesn't know the answer. So Golu helps the python to coil himself back on the tree, and then he says, hey, I think I'm gonna go, bye. That's it. Now Golu moves on, and of course everybody, when we go on travels, we tend to get hungry quite a bit. So Golu moves on and he's eating sugarcane, bananas, and melons that he bought from home. After a few days of travel, after a few days of walking, he reached the very edge of the great grassy Limpo River. On the bank of the river, he saw a log of wood. It was really the crocodile who winked at him. "Excuse me," said Golu. Have you seen a crocodile? Like, what is happening in the story? So this guy stumbles upon a crocodile, and he has the audacity to ask him, "Hey, excuse me, do you know? Do you know? Have you seen a that is the crocodile." Anyway, so this guy is meets a python on his way. Okay, the python doesn't know anything, so he has to help the python or the snake coil back on the tree branch, and he's like, "Okay, chill, I'm gonna go on my way." And then after walking a lot and eating a lot, clearly, about all the fruits that he bought from home, he finally reaches the bank of the Limpo River, right? And there he actually sees a crocodile who winks at him. He literally winks at him, and he's like, and the crocodile is like, and Golu is like, "Hey, excuse me, have you seen a crocodile?" That happened. Why did the python did not say? Why did the python did not say anything to Golu? This is question I would want you to think about. Why do you think the python? Remember in the story when Golu is traveling a little bit and he wants to meet the crocodile. He ends up meeting the snake first, and he asks the snake, "Hey, do you know what a crocodile looks like? Do you know what he has for dinner?" And python doesn't answer. Pehle to he uncalls himself. He's like, "Why?" And then Golu realizes that snake doesn't know anything. Python doesn't know anything, so he helps the python to coil himself back up. He's like, "Okay, you don't know anything. I'm gonna coil you back on that tree branch, and I'm gonna be on my way." Right? So why did the python not say anything to Golu? What do you think could be the possible answer? Right? While you're thinking about that, let's have a quick explanation about what we just learned. Right? Now, hearing Golu's question, the python, this is the python, in case you were wondering what it looks like. This is an animated version of python. They are their bites are very fatal, especially to human beings. You can die of a python bite, just saying. Right? So hearing, oh, this is a bad one. Hold on, let me change this. So hearing Golu's question, we already know hearing Golu's question, the python doesn't really reply. He uncalls himself, but he doesn't really reply to Golu. Golu helps him to coil back around the branch and bids him goodbye. Golu is like, I think it's okay. I'll find my way back. Okay? After a few days, Golu finally reached the river bank, or the bank of the river Limpo. He's like, "Theek hai. And now I've been eating a lot, walking a lot. Now I've reached the bank of the river." He found a creature winking at him. Now, who is this creature? It was the crocodile that winked at him. Now, remember when I told you at the start of the story that Golu doesn't really know what a python, or not a what python, but what a crocodile looks like. So when this creature is winking at him, first of all, really shady, and then he doesn't really know that it's a crocodile. That's insane for somebody who asks so many questions, and somebody who lives in the jungle. You should know what a crocodile looks like, but this guy doesn't know what a crocodile looks like. So he found a creature winking at him, and it's actually the crocodile winking. Now what happens? Let's take a look at the next part of the story once I'm done erasing this. Now the crocodile winked again and lifted half his tail out of the water. Interesting. Out of the water, nahin, out of the mud. Now he winks again, and he's clearly interested, weirdly, in our Golu. Right? "Come here, little one," said the... Okay? No, wait, let me do it in a better one. "Come here, little one," said the crocodile. "Why do you ask such questions, I want to know? Come close, little one, for I am the crocodile." And he shed crocodile tears. I'm sorry, that's funny. He shed crocodile tears to show it was quite true. You know what crocodile tears are? They're fake tears. You know, if, for example, when I was a kid and I wanted chocolate and my parents would not get me chocolate, I would cry. I would like fake cry. I would like, "Oh my god, I want chocolate." And then I would get chocolate. It doesn't work anymore in life. Golu was afraid, but he sat down on the bank. Golu was like, "I don't know who you are. I don't talk to strangers. Good habit, don't talk to strangers. And please don't take things from strangers." But he sat on the bank, down on the bank, and said, "You are the very person I was looking for. Please tell me, what do you have for dinner?" Now, the crocodile is really shady. The crocodile is like, "Come here, little one, and I'll whisper the answer to you," said the crocodile. Now, Golu is like, no. Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snout, and crocodile caught him by the nose. Oopsie. I think today a baby elephant will be my dinner. "Let go, you're hurting me, Mr. Crocodile," screamed Golu. I think I can have like a dramatization of this so well, right? So, what exactly is happening? He finally ends up meeting the crocodile. That be done. He reaches the bank of the river Limpo, and he ends up meeting a creature who he doesn't even know is crocodile. This creature is shadily winking at Golu, and and then crocodile is like, "Come here." Like, just imagine a stranger coming to you and saying, "Come here." Would you go to that stranger? Golu doesn't have common sense in this story. I honestly know that. So the crocodile is like, "Come here, little one. Why do you ask such a question? I want to know. Come close, little one, for I am the crocodile." And Golu, being Golu, kinda dumb, he actually goes so close to the bank and so close to the crocodile. Once the crocodile starts shedding crocodile tears, fake tears, they are not genuine, they are not true. And the Golu is like, "You're the person I was looking for. Please tell me what you have for dinner." And then crocodile, okay, now crocodile intentions are not good. Crocodile is a mean crocodile. He's not a good crocodile, which is very bad for all the good crocodiles out there in the world. Shout out to you. Right? So he says, "Come here, little one. I'll whisper the answer to you." Golu put his head down and close to the crocodile's snout. The snout is like something that's coming for dogs. Have a snout, they have like this kind of a mouth, and so do whales, and so do crocodiles. Now today, what does crocodile do? He actually catches the nose. He catches Golu's nose, okay, and then he says, "I think today a baby elephant will be my dinner." So he basically wants to eat Golu. Why? So Golu is like, oh, of course he's struggling. He's like, "Oh no, let me go. You're hurting me, Mr. Crocodile." So Golu screams like that, and he's like, "Oh, let me go." Now, what do you think crocodile had good intentions? Of course not. He literally was hurting Golu. He captured Golu by his small nose. Clearly, clearly this guy, crocodile Mr. Crocodile Uncle, whoever he is, he doesn't really have good intentions at all. Right? So Golu might have good intentions. His intentions were very innocent. He just wanted to know what does he have for dinner? What does the crocodile have for dinner? Whereas crocodile, he did not have good intentions. Right? So the crocodile called Golu closer. He was like, "Come closer." On hearing Golu's question, the crocodile asks why does he want to know what crocodile likes or what does he eat? Now crocodile is also very intrigued. He's like, "तुम्हें जानना क्यों है? पहले ये बताओ. मतलब क्या लोगे तुम ये जान के कि मैं क्या खाता हूँ डिनर के लिए?" Crocodile tells Golu he will tell him what the crocodile eats for dinner if Golu comes near him. Now the crocodile is trying to entice Golu. He's like, कि तुम पास आके मुझसे पूछोगे तभी बताऊंगा. Right? Now Golu is very innocent. Golu recognizes the crocodile and is scared. He's like, "I'm so scared, but I still want to know what he has for dinner, yeah." So he puts his head down and to his snout towards the crocodile to get an answer. The crocodile grabs Golu by his nose. That's what happened, right? And the crocodile says, "Today a baby elephant will be my dinner." This guy looks so scary. Now Golu is scared and hurt. Golu now scared and hurt. Golu requests crocodile to let him go. I don't think Golu should be doing this. I think this is the time when you kick and you scratch and you like hurt someone. Always in life, first of all, don't take things from strangers first. If you want an answer, ask Google first. Don't go to that person. Third, if somebody is trying to hurt you, you definitely do some self-defense. Don't just say request. You don't request people to stop hurting you. That's not how this works. "Oh my god, please stop hurting me." No. Especially strangers, super no. What do you think will happen next? This was the first part, of course, of the story that we just covered, and I think in like 35 minutes or so, I guess. Let me check. Yes, 35 minutes or so. Guys, what do you think will happen next in the story? It's a very straightforward story. Now, Golu clearly doesn't have some of the things which are very important. Golu doesn't have a trunk. Okay? Also, he's very naive. He's very gullible. He's very sweet. He doesn't know what crocodiles look like. So when this crocodile comes across, and first he's shady. Crocodile being very shady. He's winking at an elephant. Ugh, right? So this guy is very very shady. He is trying to eat an elephant, which I'm not gonna say anything about because of course circle of life and food pyramid and everything. But the idea is, what do you think will happen next? Why do you think the story is named as Golu grows a nose, right? Why? How do you think Golu is going to grow his trunk? And let me give you a hint, if you already don't know the story. The python is going to play a very 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 important role in Golu's growing his trunk, right? So what do you think will happen next? If not any other answer, let me know this answer in the comment section. And if you already know the answer, then so that's chill because I think you have read the story, right? Moral of the story: if don't take things from strangers. First, if it's okay to hurt people in self-defense if they are hurting you. Yes. And second, don't be that naive, just like Golu is too naive. And also I feel like Golu eats a lot. I'm not fat shaming Golu, but still, that is a lot of melons and bananas and whatever he was carrying with him. I'm gonna admit it. That is it, guys. That is it for today's session. Make sure that you like the video in case you like the explanation. Share the video with somebody who is learning this particular chapter, Golu grows a nose. And make sure that you subscribe so that you can stay in touch with all the other educators and me and my schedules on YouTube. I go live on YouTube almost every day except Wednesday. Once I go live on YouTube on Wednesday. And for the rest of the days, I go live 2 times a week, 2 times a day, not week. Wow. But that is it for this class, right? Make sure that you like, share and subscribe, and I'm going to see you in the next session. Also, don't forget what we studied today, right? We studied what? A quick recap. We studied about Golu grows a nose. We studied that Golu is a baby elephant. He doesn't really have a big nose. He has a small nose, right? And he doesn't really have a trunk, usually how elephants do. So what exactly am I trying to get at here? What I'm trying to get at is that Golu doesn't really have a trunk. So he has a nose and he asks a lot of questions. So he goes around everybody and asking them, what is this? Why is that? Why are you like this? Why do you not do that? Why do you not do this? And everybody just, buggers him off by saying, oh, Bolu is such a difficult kid. He's such a naughty kid. He asks such difficult questions. When in fact, Bolu is not asking difficult questions. He's asking very logical questions. Let's be very honest. Now, Bolu one day gets very curious about what does a crocodile have for dinner. So what he decides is, he ends up going to the bank of the Limpo River on the advice of a bird. Never do that. And then he packs up a lot of food and says bye-bye to his family. He's like, I'm gonna come back after I figure out what is that? What a crocodile has for dinner. So he goes to the crocodile, to the bank of the river, meets the crocodile, and he doesn't even know what a crocodile looks like. I think Golu should have read a Wikipedia page about crocodiles before deciding to visit a crocodile. Just saying. Okay? So he visits the crocodile, and the crocodile is not really nice. The crocodile has very malicious intentions. And in the middle, remember, he also ends up meeting a python or a snake. That python is going to be very very important in this story, because he is the one who actually ends up saving Golu and has a very huge hand in making Golu's trunk long, right? That is it for today's session. It was a quick session. I did not want to overload it. We are going to have a lot of Menti in the next session that we're going to have for an hour and a half, where we're going to finish this chapter and revise key important questions that might come from this chapter for your particular exam. Cool. That's it. I think the white background looks kind of weird when I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I look bimar, but that's okay. Thank you so much guys for joining. Like, share and subscribe the video, and I'm going to see you in the next class. Take care of yourself, and if you're going outside, please wear a mask. If you are going outside or if you're staying inside, make sure that you are, especially if you're going outside, make sure that you're sanitizing your hands every time. And when you're coming back home, please take a bath always. Okay, take care of your throats. Just like ma'am, don't fall sick, especially if you're in Delhi. It's a lot of pollution. Great. I'm going to see you in the next class. Thank you so much for joining me for this session, and take care.